Well, thanks for talking to us today.
No, thank you for having me.
All right. Well, I love Found. I watched every episode. I'm just excited. I love the show. So
We appreciate that. Thank you. Thank
it's
you.
so fun and it's so different. I mean, I don't know if you remember this old show called Without a Trace. It was about missing persons.
Oh, I don't know if I remember that show. I might have done an episode.
From
Yeah, I
like
do.
the
Of course.
90s. I don't know.
Yes,
Oh
yes,
yeah, okay.
yes. I
So you
remember Without a
probably,
Trace
yeah.
very well.
So
And I
this
did an
is what,
episode.
but yeah, but that was just finding missing persons and maybe a little soap opera on the side with characters. But this is so exciting because all the different twists and turns and
Yeah.
all the aspects of it. So I'm sure you're used to people saying that too.
No, no, Without a Trace. I mean, what's so funny? I think that was a very special time in TV. When you think about the Without a Traces, the cold cases, for
Hmm.
me, it was Third Watch, it was
Sure.
ER,
All right. Yeah.
things of that nature. I feel like now with Found, here is a new iteration, a Frankenstein, if you want to call it. Where we're bridging that streaming with regular TV watchers the
Right.
way it used to be, with giving you obviously what I like to call, we're not giving you fast TV or fast food. You get the beginning, middle, end. We solve a case, but at the same time, you get this very beautiful long arc of these amazing characters that you get
Right.
to develop and grow, and you get to meet and fall in love with, and all
Mhm.
that other good stuff. So yeah, we
Yeah, and
got a good formula here.
the character development is what I live for. It's why I love TV more than movies.
Ah, I can see that. I can see
Yeah.
that for sure. Being back at NBC was one thing that and on network TV was something that I've always looked forward to, just because exactly what you said, that long burn of developing a character
Mhm.
is something as an actor you really get, especially when you've got a great show like Found, where we get to really dig into the nitty gritty of what's happening inside of our characters.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a treat.
Yeah, and so now I've seen the first three episodes,
Ooh,
and
lucky you.
I'm very happy. So without giving any spoilers, your character Zeke goes through something difficult in the first
Yes.
episodes. Will we see how this affects him in future episodes this season, if you know?
Oh, I think you have to see how it affects him. Absolutely. We don't. I think we don't do anything by accident on
Sure.
Found. Everything that happens for a reason, and it's so that we can watch our characters pick themselves up,
Hmm.
fall, learn a lesson, push people away, bring people closer. It's going to be interesting to see how Zeke bounces back from the trauma that he's now endured, uh, in season two. It's going to be it's going to be fun, for me to play with, obviously,
Yeah.
and it's going to be interesting for the audience to see how Zeke bounces back.
And did you do much research either before the first season or the second on people with agoraphobia?
Yes, yes, I've done a lot of extensive research on agoraphobia, and one of the main things that I try to focus on is that agoraphobia does not just manifest itself as, oh, I can't leave my home.
Right.
It's There's layers and levels to it,
Hmm.
and so with Zeke, I try to play with it even when he's at home and he's in that safe place. There are still moments where the agoraphobia, excuse me, can still grab a hold of him.
Sure.
It's not something that goes away just because you're in your safe
Right.
space.
Because
It's
isn't
a
it a
it,
form of anxiety, really?
yes,
And there's a lot of
yes.
people who have all different types of anxiety. So I figure if they've got agoraphobia, they probably still have that anxiety when they're at home.
I
Even the thought of going out might be.
Yes, and,
They
and
have,
and I tell people, like, we know the biggest way we can see it is, oh, you can't leave your house, you can't do this. But sometimes, like I was telling, I've spoken to folks about, it's sometimes I can't drive down that street per se,
mm,
or it's being triggered in a way that you didn't even know that you could be triggered, and
right.
then all of a sudden it's something new, it's something different. With season two, with Gabby's secret being out, I think Zeke's agoraphobia is going to be really challenged in a very special way, because the safe space that he has uh, built and this family is no longer a safe space.
Right.
This was a safe space where his agoraphobia was at bay and he was able to create boundaries. These boundaries have been torn down,
Right.
and it's going to be a challenge for him.
Yeah. Hopefully by the end of this season, they'll evolve. come back together to be the great team that they were. That's what I always hope, there's always
You
something to
know,
apart again,
growing
right?
pains, right? We all have to go through them.
That's right. That's right. And is there anything else you can tell us, again, spoiler free, about what happens this season to Zeke or any of the other characters? Anything that you're allowed to tell?
This season, because of Gabby's secret
Mhm.
being revealed, I think with Zeke and along with the rest of the team, we're splintered.
Mhm.
We're in different directions, and we're all going to respond to this in a different way. And it will really challenge us as a team. Are we going to stick this thing out together and figure it out, or or what? And that or what and that what if is very, very dangerous because we're not law enforcement. We're not. This is not our 9 to 5. We do this because we care. We do this because of the trauma that we've all endured or the people that we've lost to the trauma. And so this is a choice. And now that this choice has been damaged and broken up by this lie
Mm.
and deceit that we've all come to find out about, it's we don't have to do this. Should we do this anymore? Is the work that we've done tainted now?
Right.
We shall see.
Yeah, that's interesting viewpoint. Are you still filming or have you finished?
Oh, we are still working. Yes, we
All
are
right.
still actively working. We're getting it done over here.
Well, can you tell me what episode you're filming right now or just finished? Or?
I think we are on we're starting episode 16 now, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh,
Today is day 1 of episode 16.
oh, cool. And there's what?
No, is it? Or is it tomorrow? Maybe it's tomorrow. It's today or tomorrow. My days are messed up
That's
now.
okay. Are there 20 total or?
No, we're doing 22.
Oh, 22.
22.
Great. That's
Yes.
cool. Yeah, it's
My
been so
football
many
number.
things getting in the way with TV in the last few years. It's hard to keep
I,
track of how many
oh yeah.
episodes
Yeah.
anybody's
But
doing.
listen, we'll take more than less.
That's right. Yeah, definitely. And so what's been the best thing for you about filming the show?
Uh the best thing for me with filming Found has been my newfound family. I'm back doing a job that I love with people that I absolutely adore and care about. We are doing an amazing show that not only educates, it entertains at the same time. It's being received well.
Yeah.
It is a special, special show. NK, thank you for this opportunity. Thank you for creating something so special. And I just love TV. Like you,
Right.
I love TV. So being back here, it just feels great. It's good homecoming.
Yeah, that's great. And what's been the most challenging thing about the show, working at the show?
I think the most challenging thing about working on Found for me is oh my, the most challenging.
Or filming an episode or anything about it. Dealing with fans.
I think the most challenging thing is the technical aspects. We play with a lot
Oh.
of technical things floating in, floating out. And so Zeke being extremely tech savvy, there are times where I have to create a lot of that in my head, in front of me. Here it is. Very much green screen work in a way.
Right.
And that is absolutely challenging. But as an actor, you rise to the occasion. You want that challenge. I feel like I left season 1 with more than I came with. And so now coming into season 2, I feel a lot more prepared and I have a good rhythm for it now.
Well, then you learned stuff. That's good.
Yes, absolutely.
Are you a techno person in real life at all?
I fancy myself fairly tech savvy, but like everyone else, I will Google it and DIY it
Right.
and go from there. And let me go back. I think I just thought about something. The most challenging part of doing Found is realizing that although a lot of our stories are fiction and not real, that these things are happening in real life in some way, shape, or form. That is the most challenging part. We do episodes and we read things later on. We learn things after the fact, like, oh my goodness, this is just like what we shot, or this is very similar. That's the scary part and the most challenging part of the show, is that it's really happening. And then you read about real folks in real life that are, dedicating their lives and their time to bringing home missing children and family members and things of that
Right.
nature. And then you got to just applaud them. Yeah.
Right. And they, like you said, devote their lives. They don't just solve it in an hour or
Yeah.
5 minutes. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So here's a completely superficial question. I noticed that your character wears a lot of cool sweaters like you're wearing now, although generally more colorful than that. Is it supposed to be cold in Zeke's place or what? Why does he like wearing sweaters so much?
I think a couple things. I think Zeke knows he looks good in a sweater,
Mm,
so why not? There's
right.
that. We love Zeke's fashion and his hair and his clothes and his jewelry. We love all of those things. So I think yes, he probably keeps the room at a pretty decent temperature, especially with all of his computer
Oh,
equipment.
that right.
We
Yeah.
can't let it get too warm in there. And then with Zeke's agoraphobia, you got to imagine every day can't be that mundane. It can't be that monotonous. So I'm going to get up and I'm going to be as different and dynamic as I can be. So tomorrow, yesterday can't be like today. I'm doing
Right.
something different. I'm changing this and I'm changing that just so I can feel and look different. So yeah.
Okay. Well, I went on your Instagram. I noticed you have quite a few interesting sweaters as well. Very nice.
I do, yes.
I especially like I think it was a hoodie, the Wild Things one.
Oh yeah.
I know it was
Oh
a
boy.
basic, it was a while back, but yeah,
Yes, yes, I know exactly what you're talking about. I
that
was in
was
New
so
York on a
pretty.
balcony where the wild things are.
Where did
Yeah.
you get that? Can you tell me?
Oh my goodness. I got that from a gentleman online. I find really cool people on IG. And if you're making one of a kind pieces that I can't
Oh,
always find in the store, it's pretty much take my money.
okay.
I think he goes by Jack Sows, JackSews.
I'll
Uh,
look him up.
right now, there's some Winnie the Pooh stuff.
Oh,
You'll
I
find
know
some
somebody
great
would
gear.
love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I read that you were born in Belize. If you don't mind my asking, how old were you when you came to the US?
When I left Belize and I got here to the States, I was around, I think, almost 2.5, about to be 3 years old.
Oh, so you don't really remember it that much.
Oh, actually, I remember my memory is
Wow.
very, I remember in Belize, you go to school very early. I remember going to school in Belize early. My best friend's name was Kirby. My teacher's name was
Wow.
Miss Ebanks. I remember my grandfather riding me to school on the bike,
Hmm.
me asking him for a shilling every morning, which is a quarter. Uh, I remember when I first got to the States and my mom and I taking the public transportation together.
Mhm.
My memory, I've got a
Wow.
really good memory. I
Well,
remember a
that comes in
lot of things.
handy in your job, doesn't it? I
Oh
mean,
yeah, that it does.
well, that's great. Do you ever go back to visit?
I've gone back several times to visit. I actually recently just went back for my grandfather's homegoing,
Oh,
so
nice.
that
Oh,
was
I think I saw the
emotional.
picture on your Instagram.
Yeah, yeah, that was emotional and and a gift at the same time.
Right.
It's one that reminds you how fleeting life is, and then how much you can be loved. My grandfather was 96 years old, so going back to
Oh,
Belize was special. It was
nice.
wonderful.
Yeah, we went there briefly on a cruise, let's say 2000, it might have been,
Oh
no,
wow,
that was Ireland. A couple years after that, I don't remember. It
absolutely.
was the only cruise I've ever been on. It was just one of those that,
You
one
got to
thing.
go back. You got to go back and stay longer.
Yeah, my husband loved it. He had not been there before. He likes going to new countries, and he just thought it was great. And he
Oh,
used to
you're
use
in.
the old radio signals.
Yeah,
Not a ham radio, but one of those things where you just listen to as far away as you can on your radio.
yeah.
And he used to get stuff from Belize, so he,
Oh, wow.
yeah,
Okay.
so he loved it. But anyway, yeah, it would be fun to go back there. We liked it a lot. Do you have anything else coming out that you're working on that you can tell us about?
Yes, I produced and starred in a beautiful, wonderful short with my fiance called Newlyweds Blood at the Altar.
Oh,
It's a twist on what the zombie world looks like from a complete different perspective than you've ever seen. So that's something that's going to be hitting the film festival circuit sooner than later. I am now also currently reading and trying to develop some other new projects. That's a goal. As every actor, you don't want to be, one angle. You want to be multifaceted. So
Right.
I'm very much trying to open up that door fully so that way I can be as creative as possible.
Great. That sounds good. Yeah, I saw that on your, sorry, I forgot. I saw that on your Instagram about that short. It's a short movie, right?
Yes, it's a short, and it's also proof of concept for something bigger. So
I was going to
we
ask.
are we are we are lining them up, and the goal is to expand it uh, very much further than just a short. But the short was beautifully done. Worked with some great producers, great writers, great directors, and now we get to push it out there and see what happens.
That's great. And your girlfriend's in that too, right?
My fiance,
Oh, your fiance, excuse me. Well,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
congratulations. That's great.
yes, yes, she's in there as well too. Yeah,
Cool.
Latoya Tonadeo, yeah.
Well, I hope it gets developed into a larger thing that we can all see.
Look, that's the goal.
Yeah,
And if not, it'll open up a door for something else. The work begets work, and that's always the goal as a creative. You want to make sure that you are working with people and building bridges. One door closes, so another one opens. So however it manifests itself, I'm ready to rock and roll.
all right. Well, thanks so much for talking to me for so long today. I really appreciate it.
No, thank you. And please visit Belize again sooner than soon.
All right. And I will be watching you on Found the rest of the season. Definitely. Love that.
Thank you very much. Have a great day.
All right. Thanks. You too.